This episode of Don't Bother Wearing Seatbelts is yet another great episode from our first season, freed from behind a paywall. While the album discussed in this episode wasn't released until 2004, its roots go all the way back to the founding of the Elephant Six label itself in the mid-1990s. Hilary Sidney would eventually leave the Apples in stereo to form the High Watermarks with Pierre Bratzett, releasing their amazing debut album, Songs About the Ocean, shortly after. The record is enjoying a 20th anniversary tribute with the fun and fascinating More Songs About the Ocean on the couple's cassette-only 6612 label.
Welcome, guys. I am Matt.
And I'm Rudy. I'm very excited about this. As I've mentioned to a couple of the other folks that we've spoken to, I'm kind of new to anything that's sort of Elephant Six adjacent for whatever reason. In the mid to late 90s, I was in a different place in my life where I was a little less focused on music. While I did have friends who were like, hey, you should check some of these bands out. So I'm just really discovering a lot of them now. And I'm really excited about this one because I really like you guys a lot, and I love the fact that, I mean, you just put out a record last year that I also like. So it's not like, oh, talking to these people who did something really awesome in the late 90s, early 2000s or whatever. They're doing awesome stuff now, so also as well. So I'm really excited to talk to you guys.
Well, thank you. That's so nice to hear. We actually have just completed another new album.
Yeah.
Hopefully that'll come out in 2025.
Do we have a name for it yet, or are we not telling?
There's a couple of it's between two things, so we're not sure.
Kicking it around.
Yeah.
One is your stint in art school.
And the other one is
occult and non-occult activities. Oh, there's a third one.
Yeah, and consult the oracle.
Yeah.
People speak of the dual guitar attack in rock and roll with, like, you know, such groups as like Judas Priest and Testament and Exodus Sepultura, Slayer, Iron Maiden, but you guys have the dual vocal attack that I would say is up there. Obviously, it's a different genre of music, but I feel like both of you, it's kind of a similar sort of thing where it's like, fuck yeah, this is awesome. Like two different singers that are equally great and work together very well as well. I don't know. I thought it struck me as sort of a funny, but also apropos sort of comparison and description to make.
I like that. That's fun. Yeah. I mean, I never thought about it that way, obviously, but yeah, I mean, thank you. When you sing your own songs, you always feel kind of like self-conscious about the way you sound, but
you should not ever feel self-conscious about the way you sound. You have an iconic voice.
Thank you. Wow.
And the way that your guys' voices play off of each other is amazing. And what's been really interesting for me is because I had not been familiar with Songs About the Ocean until recently. The way that you work off of each other and your voices has changed over the years. Like
Yeah,
from the
definitely.
very beginning, you guys were you had that down.
We did. Well, I think on Songs About the Ocean, we sing a lot more songs together even than we do now, maybe?
We did.
Yeah, we did.
Oh yeah, I think we started more doing it, especially on the new one. That's out next year. We do that way more, I think.
Yeah, the one that's coming.
So you're saying brace ourselves for the dual vocal attack.
Yes.
By what?
Put your seatbelt on, man.
Especially now we're all buttered up. We can do it on everything.
No, like the thing is with Songs About the Ocean too, is we also had to hurry so much making it, and I think, it was just like let's both sing, and we just didn't think things really. We just kind of did and didn't think,
Uh-huh.
It worked out really well, I feel like.
I feel like you are correct. It did work out very well. I love it.
I would heartily agree as well. Like I've really become obsessed with this, as well as I also saw the more songs about the ocean, which I guess Matthew is kind enough to explain is just sort of bonus tracks, and that would explain why there's so many of the same songs but just slightly different.
Exactly.
It was actually really interesting to me hearing like a song like Have Another Dream, which, the new version of it is very similar, only it's just a different voice singing it. And there's a few little things here and there instrumentally that are different, and just sort of sonically, the sound of the recording is a little bit different.
Yeah,
Logan's
Logan,
version,
our
I'm
bass
sorry.
player, plays everything and sings on that and mixed it.
Yeah.
So
And then the High Watermarks remake is A-Stein, and A-Stein did everything on his too, like all the instruments, and he mixed it
Oh,
himself.
do me a favor, say his name again so that I don't butcher it a second time.
It's A-Stein.
A-Stein.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I'm embarrassed, but we'll continue.
Yeah,
No, don't be embarrassed.
in my head, I
Um,
was saying Oystein, which is completely wrong.
I like that.
I think sometimes we like, especially Logan calls him oyster sometimes. So,
Yeah, all right.
but he doesn't deserve that. I think
He's much better than an oyster.
yeah.
He's well, maybe he's a pearl.
But he's not a non-sentient being that can grow on the side of a rock, is what you're saying?
He rocks.
This is going to become very circular. We're going to find all sorts of reasons why he can be everything we say he's not.
Songs about the ocean to me is just like, it just hit me over the head with song after song that are all just sort of pop masterpieces in of themselves. Maybe they're not the most arranged or they're not the most, all the instrumentation, but they're just great songs. And I think even the sort of other versions that are on the more songs about ocean shows just what strong songs they are. I mean, they can be done slightly differently and they're still equally great. It really impressed me that just the raw songwriting and how catchy these songs, how great these songs are. And I realized I just sort of laid a bunch of verbal diarrhea on you, but
I think it's a totally fine place to start.
It's a lot different from our other albums. It became a lot different after that because we got a band and this is just us two. So.
Yeah, and Songs About the Ocean, it's just Per-Ola and me. So
Right. You guys were initially mailing each other tapes overseas, correct?
that's
Yeah.
right. I was in Lexington and he was in Oslo. And so he sent me a 4-track tape, which got to me like almost a month later because he didn't put a return address on it and he wrote my name wrong or my brother's or somehow it ended up like after a month at my brother's house. Yeah, and so we thought it was lost forever and he didn't have a backup. So it was like, okay, well those songs are done. I guess we're gonna have to either redo those or just
And I didn't copy the tape either. That was
it was only a copy. Really lucky that it showed up eventually.
I trust the post office.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, apparently they are quite trustworthy because
They
they
are,
eventually
because-
made it. I can't believe they actually got that to you.
Isn't that weird? And
That is
Lexington's
very
not
weird.
like a super small town. It's like, 500,000 people maybe or 250,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many ways that could have gone wrong too, though.
Yeah, I got a lot of flack for it. Because I was like, you put a return address on, I'm like, I think I did, but I didn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was no
No.
return. And then for me, like, I guess I had all my stuff backed up on computer. So
Yeah.
there was a problem. But yeah, we used a 4-track cassette. Like I would send tracks to him and then he would send tracks back. So we would bounce down our tracks to like 1 or 2 tracks and then so we had more to use each time. But it was taking such a long time that I was just like, I think I need to come out there. What did we do? Like 8 songs or something in like several days?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we did that and then I just added drums and stuff later.
What was the original impetus for this? Like, why did you send her the tape?
We actually met at an Apples in Stereo concert in Oslo. And so we got to talking. We spent a good deal of time talking after the show. And, it was like we felt like we were really good friends, like right away. And then he gave me a CD of his band and like a burned CDR or whatever that people never use anymore. And it had his band on it. And I was like, wow, he writes really cool songs, I thought. And I had been looking for a project, to be honest, because I had so many songs and I only could have like 1 or 2 songs on an Apples record. It was like kind of perfect because I had tried to work with other people before and it just didn't work out. And so I thought like, well, let's try this. And then it was just like, it worked so well.
It works beautifully.
Sometimes the answer is to go halfway around the world.
Dream
I just want to say my favorite track from the record is Queen Verlaine.
Oh, thank you.
That's cool.
That's the one that disappeared in the mail.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad it eventually showed up because
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
amazing.
It's strangely, it's like one of the most high fidelity songs on the record.
Yeah,
And
we don't know why.
maybe something happened, somewhere and was lost, and someone added some quality to it.
Some stuff is fairy dust.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe the postmaster general was doing something with the tape when it got lost on the way to you.
Absolutely.
That's what he's like a half postmaster, half sorcerer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which master general?
I think one of the reasons why I really like listening to you guys is because my life has gotten kind of complicated, quotation marks, recently. And it's just been nice. It's a very sort of, I mean, it is a generally pop, they're all generally pop songs, but there's a good deal of sort of emotion layered in there that's very subtle that at least I picked up on. I don't know if it was
Right,
intended. I don't know if it was intended
It
or
is
not.
intended. It's totally intended.
I found a great many of the songs and even songs from like the newer stuff somewhat cathartic in that sense. Or cathartic is maybe not the right word, but at least it allowed me to clarify some of the thoughts in my mind of what I was experiencing personally. So I think it's great for that.
Oh, awesome. I'm so glad. That's so cool because I mean, I feel like a lot of like real life emotion goes into them. It's nice that other people feel that too. That makes me really happy to hear. Songwriting wise, I don't think we've really changed at all.
No,
Though.
we do the same
We
way.
do.
Yeah.
We still write our songs the same way, and like the only thing that's different is the amount of songs that we're outputting, I think.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
yeah, in the past like what, 5 years, past 5 to 6 years, you have tripled your output or doubled your output rather.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
there was also like a 10-year break in
well,
there
we
too.
got we had kids and
Yeah,
all that
raising
stuff.
children.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And there was a lot of stuff that happened too in those 13 years between that. Like I finished my degree, my dad and my brother died, and like
So
my sister got cancer, and like she's better from that, but like, she had a stroke and stuff, and like tons of family tragedy and like difficult things with co-parenting with somebody that you're not with anymore. And like, life, like crazy stuff. And so there was no way we could that we could have done anything at that point. It took us till now really because our kids are pretty much raised, and like we have a lot of time on our hands living in Norway too, because society here is more like work to live instead of live to work. So we have more time off and not so demanding schedules and things like that.
yeah, I've heard very good things about the lifestyle in Norway.
Yeah, it suits us.
Yeah, we have like an extreme sort of sport lifestyle.
At least that much is true. Do-be-do-do-do. They wrote it just for you. Do-be-do-do-do-do. They showed it on the news. Do-be-do-do-do-do. For people just like you and me who like to believe that what we receive is true.
Hi, Kelly. I like your ELO shirt. I have that same one. Hey, you're listening to Don't Bother Wearing Seatbelts, and it's that time of the month where we have a very special guest. We actually have two very special guests today. Our always very special guest, Kelly Hart, straight from the Elephant Six Collective headquarters with the Elephant Six news, all that is happening. So it is winter of 2026 now. So happy New Year, Kelly. Do we have any news on the new upcoming Olivia Tremor Control record?
There is no official announcement yet.
There's no official announcement. That's a nice way to say it.
Well, yeah.
Please, we need it as a world in 2026. So I hope it's coming.
I promise you that we are all doing our best to make it happen as soon as possible.
Beautiful. Well, what else is going on in the Elephant Six world?
Well, first up, I want to talk about the new album coming out in February from the Tammy Shine, which is Tammy Elon from Dressy Bessie. It'll be out February 20th on the Happy Happy Birthday to Me label. There have been 2 singles so far. There's a video you could check out on their Instagram. There's going to be tour dates announced soon. So yeah, pay attention to what the Tammy Shine's got going on.
What else do you got?
It's another release on Happy Happy Birthday to Me. It's going to be a reissue of the Black Swan Network record that came out in the 2000 Singles Club on Happy Happy Birthday to Me. It's being reissued as a 12-inch with additional unreleased bonus material from Black Swan Network. The pre-order is beginning now on the Happy Happy Birthday to Me website. We're only going to press 500 copies of it, so make sure that you get an order in if you're interested. It should be in stores. I don't have the official street date yet, but it should be April or May. But yeah, it's going to have 12 additional minutes of unreleased material from Black Swan Network.
Yeah, and that's so exciting. Very hard to find the original 7-inch that came in the box set, but I did get the opportunity to hear what is coming on the rest of that 12-inch, and it is very exciting. If you are an Olivia Tremor Control fan, if you are a circulatory system fan, this is going to be right in your wheelhouse. And we did actually get to talk with Ron, who was a part of putting that together with you, Kelly, and Mike. So I'm very excited that we will have an episode about that as well. Pre-order it now, folks. And then what else do you got?
Well, the last thing I want to talk about today is something that was announced at the end of last year. Coming up in May of this year, our local friends Kindercore are celebrating their 30th anniversary, and they're having a 3-day music festival here in Athens. It's May 7th through 9th. You know, there's some Elephant Six bands playing, Elf Power, Dressy Bessie, Tammy Shine, John Fernandez is playing, and then, you know, lots of other great bands that were on Kindercore or active in Athens, sometimes in the 90s, that haven't played in a long time, like Man or Astroman. Japan Cakes are playing, features Heather McIntosh. So it's going to be a really fun festival. If people can make it down, I think they'd really have a great time. The timing is, let's just say, unfortunate because it is UGA graduation weekend, so it's going to be a premium for hotel rooms. So if you're planning to come, definitely look into accommodations now if you can.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Kelly. As always, we are super excited to have the news straight from Collective headquarters. And today we actually have another guest to talk about an upcoming release of his own. Now, this guest has been an E6 alum for over 25 years. He's been a person who has managed the Apples in stereo. He was a big part of producing the Elephant Six collective film. He has put together one of the most incredible art books that I own, the Steve Keen art book, which features many, many, many Elephant Six pieces of art in it. We have Dan here to talk about his brand new upcoming book. So Dan, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Happy to be here and amongst friends.
Yeah, well, tell us about what you have coming up. You're always got your fingers in something. Dan's a photographer, an artist, and has always got something going on that he's putting out into the world and making the world more beautiful. Tell us about your upcoming book that is now available for pre-sale.
Well, that's very kind. As many may or may not know, I've worked with the Apples for a very long time and so forth, but since they haven't been very active in the last few years, I moved over to something that I found as a new passion, which is photography. And I do art photography, photojournalism, from abstract to street photography, etc. And I do a lot and I also do a lot of photojournalism as well. Besides the Steve Keen book, I made another art book that really led off this interest. In 2019, I had a book called Curiosities. And this new book is called False Flags. It's really a photo memoir of the last 10 years of my serious time spent with learning photography and doing the best I can with it and conceptualizing and being involved in scenarios and documenting. And it's also a collaboration with a good friend of mine, a longtime colleague and collaborator on many different types of projects, Nicole Blackman, who in her own right is a poet, an auteur, and has had 3 poetry books. So what this book is, it's a marriage, and it's an art concept for sure, but it's a marriage of images and words, and my images are out of context in the sense of I wanted to put together a photo memoir, but I didn't want it to be organized as here are all the cars I took photos of, and here are all the jars I took photos of, and here are all the planets I took photos of. I want it to be somehow threaded together in some unique way, because I think that looking at images and looking at and being conjured with or inspired by words, the two work together in one way or another, and we're trying to juxtapose how they work. And so the idea is that if you look at 2 photos next to each other, you might have one impression of what that meaning might mean to you. And then what happens if you sprinkle in some words? And what Nicole does so well, and which I find absolutely fascinating in its own practice, is that she takes notes of overheard snippets of conversation that she witnesses at a cafe or on the bus. She's a voracious physical note taker. So she'll take it on a piece of paper and she'll write an overheard thought. Maybe it's, honey, can you grab some milk today? Or might be something similar to that. And then she'll write it on a piece of paper, and figuratively, she'll rip that piece of paper, that scrap off, and give it to me. And in essence, the idea is how do the images work with these overheard thoughts? Because in a lot of ways, the out of context thought is the out of context photo. I'm not going to be writing a long dialogue about what each photo means, what it is. You'll have to interpret it yourself. That's what photos are supposed to be in a lot of ways. So it's not a book of documentary, though there is documentary involved. It's a concept, and it's an art project that has really helped both of us focus our energies during, these times, which are pretty tough. In essence, it's a collaboration art book. A lot of it is about the process. So that's what False Flags is. And that's a Kickstarter right now. And appreciate if you want to check it out.
I love the collaboration and putting words to photos and vice versa. So I think it's a really beautiful thing, and it's really fits along with the mindset of collaboration with Elephant Six. So it fits it with everything that you've kind of done in the past. And I'm really interested to see it, experience it. And what I've seen online already is really, really interesting and cool. So congratulations on it. And thank you for coming on and talking about it. And yeah, we'll put everything in the notes of where people can pick up the book. and pick up the new releases from Elephant Six. And happy birthday to me, and everybody head to Athens for Kindercore. Dan, thank you for joining us, and Kelly too.
At least that much is true. Do-be-do-do-do. They wrote it just for you. Do-be-do-do-do-do. They showed it on the news. Do-be-do-do-do-do. For people just like you and me, who like to believe that what we receive is true.
Hillary, how do you wind up moving to Norway? I mean, obviously it's one thing to partner with somebody you've met to make music. Going from partnering to actually just completely changing everything about your life and just upping in roots from the USA and moving to Norway.
We always had wanted to do it someday, but like I didn't know if we could because I have a son with my previous husband. You know, we had always agreed to kind of stay in the same town until he was grown up, but he ended up going to graduate school. And so he was going to move. And so at the end of whatever that all was, like I decided, well, we're going to move to Norway because I was in school at that time too. And I was able to finish up some of my degree at University of Oslo. And so we just went for it.
You know, there's not a lot of difference between hundreds of miles and thousands of miles.
It's really not.
No, the distance remains distant, no matter.
I think the difference is the price on the move, really.
Well,
The
there
plane
is
ticket
one
might be more
thing.
expensive.
One thing that was really hard though is we had a dog and a cat, and like getting all of the USDA veterinarian stuff in order, and then driving to Newark because we didn't want to take like multiple leg flight with the pets.
I'm never gonna fly with a cat again.
Oh my God, that's a nightmare.
We drugged the cat. They gave us a thing to give the cat, and I had it in this sort of mesh bag and
Under the seat.
under the seat, and I fell asleep, but the cat came out of its drug slumber, and he scratched himself through the mesh and went on a rampage to the whole airplane, and came out of this
Flight
the
attendant.
flight attendant came out of the came
First
out of
class.
first class with like tufts of hair flying through the air. It's like, who owns this cat? And I'm like, yeah, I do.
That'd be
I
me.
mean, that's all I remember from that trip, really.
Well, you're a good cat dad.
Yeah, he's a great cat dad and a regular dad too.
We wanted to do something fun because it's 20 years, you know, and it's like we're not going to do a vinyl reissue because nobody wants to do it for us, and we can't.
We have spent so much money on vinyl. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
and we always want to look for the next record, you know. So let's do a tape. We thought about a couple fun things we could do, and we asked Logan and Øystein, and our first bass player, Mike Snowden. He's an amazing dude. He played bass on, you know,
Polar.
and Polar and the tour for Songs About the Ocean, and we asked him if he wanted to contribute, and he was excited to do it, and he ended up doing one with his son, where his son played the drums and he played the rest. And we found a session we did for on Norwegian Public Radio, 3 songs that we also put in there. And we reimagined 2 songs with the whole band, with the new lineup that we did together. Just to have something fun to do, something fun to do for 20th anniversary,
Yeah.
celebrating ourselves.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess I was like, what? Oh no, I can't think of like, why did we do this?
Why did we do this?
Oh my God, it was
Yeah,
so weirdo.
it would be fun if it came out, if you had a box set, songs
Oh,
about
that'd
the
be
ocean or something.
amazing.
But we work with what we got.
I hope at some point, and I know this is, sort of a pipe dream, but I hope at some point you guys make it here and actually do a little bit of a tour. And if you do, if you skip Detroit, I'm gonna take it personal.
Where are you?
I'm in Richmond, Virginia, so I'm, close to Washington, D.C. Richmond has a pretty active music scene as well. So I'm
Well-
going to be a little harder to annoy and be offended personally. Sorry.
Well, I think like we're trying to put something together for the summer
Oh my
because I
God, that
need
would
to
be
go to the
amazing.
US. We need to go to see my family. What would be better too than to put in some shows, I feel like. But we don't have a booking agent, so I'm hoping to put something together. That's kind of our plan, but I don't
Like
know.
I've seen you live a few times, Hillary,
With the Apples?
but not since the Her Wallpaper Reverie tour.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
It was a while ago.
Yeah.
I was in high school.
Oh, wow.
Ah,
Yeah.
how did you get in? Did you have a fake ID?
It was an all ages show.
Oh,
Yeah, we did a lot of all ages shows.
okay.
Yeah, so hopefully we can do a tour this summer. I mean, it wouldn't be like a really long tour, but I'll put Detroit on the list of places.
Well, while partly I'm serious, I will be disappointed. I'm not actually going to hold it against you if you can't do Detroit.
It would be fun for me though. I was born in Battle Creek, so I could
Were you really?
yeah, could go by the
Okay.
old place. My grandfather worked for Post Cereals and my mom worked for Kellogg.
Uh-oh. There's
That's
trouble
awesome.
there.
Rivals. Well, here's the thing. It's
Assume
really
I'm a dunce
confusing.
because I am, so just go ahead.
No. It's fine. It's a really confusing story because it does take place in like 3 different places, but Elephant Six as like a hard concept with a name and like an idea came about in Denver. And it was me, Robert, Jeff, and Will who were sitting there working on it, and Jim McIntyre. Gosh, I can't believe I forgot him.
Huh.
We were, sitting there making catalogs, dubbing tapes. Like we pressed our first Apple singles, and it was like from the start, it was like all those guys from Ruston were going to be obviously a huge part of it, plus us and the Apples. But the way it's always told is it's like it started in Ruston, and their friendship and like their sort of like camaraderie and writing of music together and stuff like that. It started in Ruston, but Elephant Six, like as an actual entity, as like an actual nameable thing, happened in Denver. There were 4 of us living in like a 1-bedroom apartment, and we just sat around like there's a lot of pot smoking, a lot of cats, a lot of like fun stuff, a lot of fun ideas, and we were really young and just having like a blast.
And here we are today, 2 respectable parents just living in Scandinavia, taking their kids, putting out kick-ass rock and roll music.
Who would have
Yeah,
thought?
who would have thought?
Which leads me back to a very, very serious question. Earlier, I talked about the dual vocal attack being reminiscent of the dual guitar attack, especially from, new British metal in the early 80s. And I just can't help but think of Judas Priest. So I'm wondering which one of you is the KK Downing and which one of you is the Glenn Tipton of
I don't know who
the
those
vocal
guys
wise?
are.
They're the guitar players in Judas Priest.
I'm sorry, I don't know who either.
Well, I
Can we
hate
do
to,
Kiss
I hate to tell you
instead?
this, Rudy, but yeah, I don't know who they are either.
I'm totally
But
clutching
if
my
you do like
pearls
if you
right
do
now.
like
Kiss, we're all on
we do
board.
Ace Frehley, Paul Stanley, then we could give you an answer. But
I probably talk about Paul Stanley like once a week at least.
Hillary loves Paul Stanley.
Really?
Okay. I can do this. I am clutching my pearls in shock and horror. But which one of you is the Paul Stanley, and which one of you is the Ace Frehley? And just so you know, in my mind, Ace Frehley is sort of the wild card member.
It's a
You just don't
wild
know what
card.
you're gonna. Yeah.
You know what, Rudy? Can I have some of those pearls? I need to clutch them momentarily myself. Go ahead, guys.
No, we have okay, first of all, let me explain. We have like a reel-to-reel tape deck that we play on stage when we play live. And the reel-to-reel tape player plays stage banter from Kiss in between our songs.
All right, Toronto! Listen! You know, it wasn't too long ago we was here, and I tell you, every time we come here, damn it just gets better and better! You people are dynamite!
A lot of my experiences with Kiss were from managing a Spencer Gifts in my 20s.
Oh, wow, cool.
And
I
oh
used
no,
to shop
no.
at Spencer's.
It was just, man, there was just so much Kiss merchandise. I think I really got burned out on the concept of Kiss when I was
Totally.
working at Spencer Gifts.
It is possible.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
There's a song though on your next Wolf Terror and Erebus, and I was really excited because I felt like the guitar solos on that were so Ace Frehley, and I was like, wow.
Ace Frehley is one of my favorite guitar players.
Well, I'm a Peter Criss fan, so all of this is just it
You don't
might
have-
as well be in another language to me.
Wait. Is Peter Criss, was he the kitty cat?
Yeah, it's cat.
yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
He made Beth.
Oh, and Hard Luck Woman.
Oh, Hard Luck Woman is a great song.
It's the best Rod Stewart song, not written by Rod Stewart.
Yeah. But we have toyed with the idea, just as a joke, that we all make a solo record like the Kiss people did.
What would your character be? What would your characters be?
Oh, that's a really tough question.
The Sorcerer.
The Sorcerer.
Sorcerer.
The Plumber.
The plumber and
The plumber?
yeah.
Wait, who's the plumber?
I guess, yeah, I could be the plumber.
I would like to be the electrician.
You'd like to be the electrician.
Yeah. Our son's studying to be an electrician.
One question I did have is, why did you guys start the tape label? Where did that idea come from?
Where did that come from?
Well, what's the first thing we did?
We did our Your Next Wolf.
Your Next Wolf. Yeah, I think it started off by oh, I wish we could do a tape version of this, and
Because we're kind of getting kind of cool again, people we bought cassettes. We've still been buying cassettes, and we have a pretty decent cassette player and stuff. So
yeah, and Hillary came up with if we're gonna do it, we're gonna do those Maltese cross packaging, that you fold around the tape, and she wanted it to be sort of uniform,
an aesthetic.
Aesthetic, yeah. So we just took it from there, and then the compilation we did, that was fun.
Yeah, that was great. That was really great. And all the money we got from that, instead of putting it back to paying back the tape, we donated it to Justice Democrats for this upcoming election.
Yeah.
Yes, and that compilation that you guys put out, that was for the Justice Democrats as well.
Yeah,
correct?
that's the one.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Oh,
that
I
was
got it.
that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, it was really cool because pretty much everybody that I asked to be on it first time said yes. So I had a huge list of people that I would ask, and I didn't have to ask
Yeah.
a lot of people, I guess, because
Yeah.
it just came together so well.
And luckily, whoever asked to be on it, they were awesome. So
Yeah,
he said yes.
yeah.
It's an amazing tape. I listen to that in my car quite often.
Good.
And I'm looking forward to spending the day with my two daughters and, sneaking in a few tracks here and there to them to,
That's
to,
awesome.
to corrupt their minds in the best way possible.
How old are your daughters?
They are 8 and 10. The older one is
Aw.
just really starting to get more interested in sort of adult music. My younger one likes some more grown-up music, but the older one is more in it. So I mean, and like I've been teaching her how to play guitar, and she's learning how to play
great.
piano, and yeah. So they love groups that have female vocalists. So I have a feeling there's a strong chance that it'll be received warmly. So.
Oh,
Great.
good.
Oh,
I'm
and
glad. I hope they like it. I work with 8 to 10-year-olds at school. The school I work with, they're my absolute favorite group. So enjoy this time.
Yeah,
my wife will probably kill me if I don't at least mention that she is a huge fan of you guys. I'm sure, Hillary, you've seen her Instagram account where she does the yoga and stuff. That's
Yeah.
her
Yeah, I
that's our
love that.
bedroom. That's our bedroom, by the way, with all that weird shit on the wall.
Oh, that's so cool. Awesome.
That's a cool wall.
Yeah,
But very often when she is doing that, I'll ask her, "What do you want to listen to?" And your name comes up the majority of the time.
that's awesome. Wow, I had no idea. I like. I'm really flattered. I think Stephanie's really cool.
You
so-
guys seem like a cool family.
Well, thank you. You guys seem like a cool family as well.
Yeah, I'd like to think we're all right.
Our son, our youngest son, he doesn't like the music we do, but
No, he thinks we're really embarrassing.
yeah.
well, just to bring it back to the dual guitar attack and the dual vocal attack, I'm reminded of Tom Araya from Slayer. And there's a
I like
picture.
the way you could have like hard.
I mean, it's obvious, right? The connection between high watermarks and metal, right?
Yeah.
There's a picture of Tom Araya with his teen kids who are giving him the side eye and are
Oh
embarrassed.
yeah, I love
obviously,
that one.
to be embarrassed with their dad who is in Slayer. So yeah, I think if he can't come across as cool to his kids, then I don't know how much the rest of us have hope.
Yeah.
And as a special bonus, we've decided to add almost another 20 minutes of conversation with the band about the song Have Another Dream, an updated version of which Rudy named his 2024 Song of the Year.
I am super excited to talk about this song with you. I'm so glad you could join both of us. To me, I truly believe this is the song of the year, even though it's not a new song, but it's a new version of an old song. But there's just so much going on that I want to talk about.
Chaos, clashes, torched, vandalized, and looted.
The calls for justice are growing more intense.
In getting ready to talk to you and Pierre for the High Watermarks episode, it was right as the More Songs About the Ocean thing came out. And I was listening to that and I'm like, it didn't strike me at first that was largely like new versions of old songs. And then I got to Have Another Dream. I was like, oh yeah, I know this song. And then I was also like, I really like this version a lot. And I will tell you pretty religiously, almost on a daily basis, I will listen to both versions back to back and have some pretty serious existential thoughts about what I think. And I think both songs are amazing, but I do think the new one is, because it was released in 2024, and this is the last episode of 2024. To me, it's the most pervasive. It is my song of the year, regardless of what Patrick thinks. I just can't help. And it's just amazing to me that it's actually essentially a cover of a song that's 20 years old. And I love that version too. I love both versions, but for different reasons. So I'm so delighted to be talking to you and Logan and having Pure nearby and all that.
Just before we go on, I really love it too. So I like it too. And so I'm so honored to speak to one of my favorite voices in rock and roll history.
That's so cool.
As well, one of my favorite drummers.
Oh my gosh.
From my point of view, being a person, Rudy kind of came into anything Elephant Six more recently, and me seeing High Watermarks in 2004 on tour. I've kind of been with the band from the beginning. And so the new versions of older songs was a delight for me as well, just to hear different, like production choices. And this song in particular, I've always loved because it's so romantic. And I love Hillary's voice so much, but it is pretty deep in the mix and it's fighting through and you're listening so hard to hear what she's saying. And with the Logan's version, the lyrics are a little more crystal clear.
That was actually a really funny part of this, because when Hillary and Pear asked myself and like the rest of the group that was involved with this to pick songs, they were like, hey, look at the album and pick a song, but don't tell us which version of which song you're going to do. And basically this is like a dream for somebody doing a cover, because Hill and Pear were like, do whatever you want to do, and we don't want to hear it until you're finished with it. And that's really fun and really scary too in a lot of ways. But what was great about that is like myself and Ustein, who did a cover as well, we're like listening to the record and like it's 20 years old, it's not out there, the lyrics aren't out there to look at, and we're like, hey, second verse, first line, what is that? And like we sat there and went back and forth for a couple of weeks trying to figure it out, and ended up calling the one of the older members, Mike Snowden, and like got on a phone call with him, and we sat there one night with my wife and just like went through all the lyrics and like finally got them written down to what we thought was pretty much exact. And I think I was only off by what, like an and or something.
And
it was pretty good.
To be honest, I could be misremembering some as well. So I mean, it's like totally. I was really impressed. You did such a good job.
To me, this song is ultimately about anxiety and hope and fear and all sorts of things. It's like wanting to make your move, but also being scared to make your move. And should I even bother? And blah, blah, blah. Like, it resonates with me on many levels, and maybe we can get into that later, but it might be more like a therapy session. But anyway, I love in the original version, it's a much more sort of fragile, and just because the vocals are a little bit lower in the mix, it adds to the mood for me. I'm not really a lyrics guy, but to me they're so personal, and there's such obviously some other stuff going on there that it just really draws me in. And so I really love that element of it. It's just the overall mix and the guitar in it, where it's the like, it's almost like you feel like it wants to wail, but it doesn't wail. It's like holding back, which I really love. And then in the more recent version, which Logan, you did, it's still a little restrained, but it's big and epic. It feels kind of almost like it's a continuation of the journey of I'm finding my way.
Being such an Apples enthusiast, you know, like my band got to tour with the Apples after Hillary was gone. I felt kind of cheated because she was out of the band already. But I mean, it was still a wonderful experience. But when this record came out and you heard the kind of the story behind it, you know, it kind of felt, oh, like, what's this? You know, like you didn't know if you were supposed to like love it as much as I did, because I was like, is this like breaking up one of my favorite bands or whatever? And then it was like kind of how I feel like my son gets to have like his mom's partner now. There's just more love in his life. Now I get to experience more love in my life by having these two bands, because the last thing I think about as like, and please tell me if this is so far off, with the Apples is the song Baroque.
Okay, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, after the kind of like, I mean, you're on the next record, but like that kind of feels like the Let It Be, like the last, like the swan song of the band. And it's one of my favorite Apple songs ever. I just love it. And the production of that record, I felt like it's a noisy record compared to, you know, something previously that you'd done. And then when you guys came out with this record, it kind of continued that kind of like noisy, like there's something about like just playing some kind of dirty rock and roll when you're falling in love, you know. And you guys are like passing these tapes across, you know, like it just felt like it feels like a punk band in a room just slogging it out. And I just think that it's so cool that, I don't know, you captured that real band feeling. And then it's really cool that Logan did as well. But you can tell production wise, digital recording or whatever has advanced so much in 20 years that he could make it like this big spaced out, you know, huge rock sounding thing. It does feel like things are more mono and direct in your face. Like the drums are pretty in your face. That guitar line is pretty in your face, but the vocals are kind of like sitting back in the pillow. I don't know what the question was. I just went on a rant. I'm sorry.
No, that's cool. That's cool. The whole like songs about the ocean record, actually, like you can hear the compression, like the compressor pumping the whole time. It's like everything's loud, everything's to the max. You hear the boo 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 compressor. It's like because it's really lo-fi. I mean, like the technology wasn't there, but it was, you know, that's a really fun way to work too. And I really like really lo-fi, like really punk, you know, kind of dirty stuff too. So it fits the music, I think.
Yeah, I agree. And it's all very romantic. I think it's like you're the lyrics, like Logan saying, you kind of emphasize those last lines. I think it's like, this is a very remote romantic song, even if like Rudy said, it's like has anxiety and fear or hope. You know, I just love it.
At least lyrically, it's an incredibly real and honest song. Again, just kind of coming back to the idea that this is a song that's 20 years old. I don't know if it's because whatever I'm going through in my own personal life or whatever. I don't know how you feel, Patrick, when you feel, but like To me, it hits so hard every time I hear either version. And like I said, I've been fairly religiously listening to both versions back to back because they both give me something different. Logan, is there a reason in particular why you chose this song of all the songs you could have done? I mean, it's certainly a standout from songs about the ocean, but what drew you to this particular song?
I like the entire record, and when I listened to it, I got lucky because they kind of asked me and another guy first, and so I kind of had my pick of the litter, so to speak. But I knew I wanted to do a song that Hillary sang on because I knew that would be the most separation instead of doing one that Pear sang. So I knew I wanted to do a Hillary song, and like after listening through those, like that one, I don't know, that one always kind of keeps coming back around to me, and I really, really love this song. So it was fairly easy for me, once I narrowed it down to just Hillary's voice on what I wanted to do there.
Hillary, the other question that I have related to that, this idea of this song, I mean, did you realize when you wrote this song that you're writing such a timeless classic? I mean, not to, well, actually, I guess to blow hot air up your ass, but.
No, no, I did not. Sadly, I've never had that kind of confidence where I'm just like, yeah, I don't think that way at all, but like, I wish I did. That sounds really cool if I would have thought that at the time, but no, sadly, the song is riddled with anxiety, just like me. So
It must be rough to be riddled with anxiety and to be on some of the greatest music ever made. So I'd say,
oh, well, I just, making music is just the best, and it's like, I just feel grateful that I do it.
but yeah, I love your humbleness is intoxicating.
Thank you.
Also, too, I mean, one of the only differences between the two, other than the vocals, is the original fades out and Logan's version actually ends. But I also feel like in Logan's version, there's a little bit more emphasis on the final lines of "I'll find another way, I'm scared."
Yeah, there is a difference.
Which is to me, that's what the song is about. Is I'm
Yeah.
gonna keep going because I'm so excited about this, but I'm also scared. And should I bother?
Yeah, I think you're right. Exactly. Like when I was doing that, and like it kind of played out, and I had it just as an instrumental version, and I was like, no, I was like, these lyrics are really, really good, and as they always are with Hillary, and so I was like, oh, big hugs, and yeah, I was like, it just makes it to me like it was like this immediate thing that just made sense to repeat those lines because as it kind of slowly ended out there, as it jams out, like those lines just kind of like I needed to resonate those a bit more. I feel like.
I guess much like the original version of this song, it's like there is something sort of delicate and fragile, but also confident and anxious. It also makes me feel like things are going to be okay while still acknowledging that things aren't perfect. I just really get a lot every single time, including even just this morning when I was listening to this song one last time before speaking it, where I was literally bawling, thinking about the lyrics and how they fit in my life. And I never do that with songs. I get stuff from them, but I never like have an existential crisis listening to songs to that degree. So thank you very much for that.
Well, I'm so happy that like you feel that way about it and that you like it. It means so much to me. I can't tell you. Lyrics are important to me. I don't always get it right, but when I do and I hear back from other people, it really, really makes me happy.
I have a question for Pear in that not only is he married to somebody who helped save his life, but also wrote this amazing song. I'm just wondering, what's it like to be married to somebody so amazing?
It's pretty great. Hillary's really embarrassed now. Yeah, she did save my life, like literally and sort of metaphorically, and it's cool.
My hands are sweaty now.
Yeah. I don't know what to say. It's just it's the greatest. I feel sorry for all y'all that are not married to Hillary.
I would like to take this moment to talk a little bit about what happened, and also to just to use this as a reminder for people that like taking CPR classes might be a good idea. You never know. So.
Well, we were on our way to the Paris Pop Festival to play, and we live about 2.5 hours from the nearest big airport. So we drove out there. It's in Trondheim, and we spent the night at a hotel. Well, we were going to spend the night at a hotel. We settled into bed and started watching Netflix, and then Pierola, he went into cardiac arrest suddenly, just out of nowhere. And I just like jumped up. This is like the first I can really talk about it without getting upset. It's really good to talk about it, I found out, but like I had to jump into action at once and call 113, which is 911 here. And I did like CPR for like over 10 minutes before the ambulance was able to come. If I hadn't have done that, he wouldn't be here. So CPR is really important. I learned it at work. In Norway, every job place pretty much offers CPR and like fire safety and all sorts of stuff. It's like, I guess Norway's #1 in how many people can do CPR or something like that. I saw some weird stat, but it's like really an important thing to know, I guess. I mean, I've found out firsthand.
Can I say how beautiful it is that you were there and that he's still here, and that if you're going to have somebody do CPR, you hope it's somebody who's been playing drums for a really long time, because they have rhythm. They have right rhythm. A heavy right foot and 2 heavy hands. It's right. That's so beautiful.
Well, I did break all of his ribs, so
Yeah, there's nothing left.
it's just mush now.
Dust.
The dusty chest now.
No, they were telling me at the hospital, they're like, you did such a good job, and we can tell because of how many ribs are broken and stuff. And I was like, oh, that's so great, I guess. Like I hate that I broke his ribs, but I'm so freaking glad he's alive, so that's all that really matters.
Well, I actually see some parallels. As you may be aware, there was an election recently in the United States, and a great number of us are a little disturbed and concerned about it. But I think much like the song, and what happened is being prepared for the storms can leave you at least with some sense of optimism in it. So I don't know. I'm probably being overly philosophical and whatever, but but I do find some sort of comfort in music. And again, I think this particular song does make me want to have another dream of a different America, but here we are. So yeah, I just wanted to wrap things up by just thanking all of you again for giving the world such a great song, not once but twice. I am very sincere. It really is my song of the year 2024. And had I heard it in 2004, I don't know if it would be, but I have a feeling it would be very high up there. So thank you for that. May all of us have a tremendous 2025, and things not give us reason to be more scared and tired, but make some of our dreams reality, I guess.
I love that.
Yeah, I think we're all looking for a bit of normalcy and comfort at the moment. So yeah, I understand.
Well, since you liked Logan's version so much too, he is working on a record that he's just amazing, and it's called Tape Olympics. And when he's done with that, I think you're gonna really love it. And there's a new High Watermarks coming in 2025 as well.
Middle-aged love, decent credit scores. Middle-aged love, go to a big box store. Middle-aged love, meet me at the dog park. Middle-aged love, could there be a spark? Middle-aged love, we wish take our loss. Middle-aged love, pre-existing clause.
Don't Bother Wearing Seatbelts will return in 2 weeks with an all-new episode. It's a discussion with the Sloan brothers about, among other things, their 2025 release, Middle-Aged Love. Until then, don't forget about our $1 Patreon that makes you eligible for our many giveaways and helps us keep the proverbial lights on. And oh yeah, don't forget to do what brings you joy and fulfillment. And maybe listen to some great music too.